Welcome to another episode of Market Overdrive. It is Thursday and it's a rainy day here in the city of Chicago. We are downtown hanging out in the Chicago Tribune building, which is going to be changing in the next 2 more weeks. With me, as always, my co-host, not Nick.
Not Nick. Rocco Foon is here. How are you guys?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm a little sad that this building is getting converted into condominiums.
I'm a little sad they're kicking us out. No,
Yeah,
they didn't even give us a notice. They're like, goodbye.
But on a plus, our new space is a lot nicer and has much better views than we do here on Michigan Ave. So looking forward to the new space. Thank you for joining us today, guys. We have an amazing show. Karla's having a pretty bad day, so we're going to try to lighten things up for her here.
Did you have to say it?
Yeah.
I'm not having a bad day. It's just a difficult real estate market, and I'm exhausted. So I'm drinking coffee because I'm that tired.
She's losing deals out there left and right.
You don't say that. I'm not losing deals. I'm just not winning them.
Okay.
That is terrible. It is horrible. You have to, seriously, you have to show 20 properties to one buyer, and there's so many buyers, and there's one property for all of our market.
It's tough.
It's tough. I just
And,
can't cope.
But we have a solution.
We
right?
do?
We do have a solution.
You figured it out?
It's simple. It's new construction. I touched on this on a previous show. The more new construction we have out there, the more inventory is going to open up, and the more willing that people are going to want to put their homes on the market to sell. So you builders out there, you developers, make sure you keep pushing this new construction. Today in studio, we have an amazing guest. We have Andrea Hepner of At Properties visiting us. And she's going to tell us a little bit about this amazing new development, which is, it just opened up their sales center here at 1000 Michigan. It's an amazing new development, and I'm going to have Andrea touch on that here shortly. But Andrea, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been in the industry. And we're happy to have you here in studio today.
Thank you for having me today. I'm excited to be here. So I've been in real estate for about 12 years now. I started with At Properties. I'm still with At Properties. I'm very happy there. And prior to real estate, I was a pastry chef. And while I was in culinary school, I worked for...
Awesome.
Okay, so dessert is my favorite time of the year. I love dessert.
I am your girl. What's your favorite dessert?
Everything. Caramel cake.
I like red
cake,
velvet cakes.
You like red velvet?
Cupcakes,
I have a good
chocolate.
recipe. I can make anything.
Devil, are you serious?
Yeah,
You're
I still bake.
BF,
I bake
BFF
every
forever.
week for my clients.
Really?
I bake, get it out of the house.
All right, well, save
So
us
what
a
made
little...
you get into real estate? From sweet to super sweet.
So when I was in culinary school, I wanted to make money, so I had a day job.
That
'cause I
thing.
went to school on nights and weekends.
That thing.
I wanted to make money.
We all
We all want to
I
make
wanted
money.
to make money. I was 18, so I started working for a property management company.
Uh-huh.
So I was an assistant there. I was a property manager. I did leases. I helped everyone in the office. And I really liked doing that. But once I graduated culinary school, I became a pastry chef. I was working in Miami and in Chicago. So I had a few different jobs. And then I was just burnt out. I helped open up 2 restaurants as a pastry chef. And I was working 100 hours a week.
Wow.
And it was just exhausting. And at the time I was living in Miami and I was over it. It's all about supermodels, and
Yeah. I love Miami, though.
it's fun to visit. It's tough to live. It's fun to visit. So
Yeah, I can never survive that Miami lifestyle.
I lived in South Beach.
Oh, wow.
I lived
Okay.
in South Beach, so it was tough, but I had my fun there. I opened a restaurant, and I decided it was time to switch careers at the ripe age of 24.
Oh, wow.
And so I came back to Chicago, and I remembered that I liked doing the leasing, but I wanted to do something a little bit more. So I just looked into getting to my real estate license, and so I went to CAR, got my license, and interviewed at a few companies, loved At Properties. So
Nice.
I picked them, and
That's
how it all
great.
started.
So you were at 24, you were already a business owner. So you owned your own bakery. Is that what you said?
I didn't own my own bakery, but I was hired by 2 different hotels to be their pastry chef.
Man, she's really good.
That is so awesome. Love it.
I
And of
am.
course, we know each other from back in the days when we both were little kids. Young Professional Network.
YPN, shout out.
YPN. Yay! That was like a long time ago.
It was so long ago. That was so fun.
Less
though.
bags later. But we're so excited to bring you on because seriously, I want to say that the building that you're representing, that we're talking about today, and of course we're talking about new construction, but it's not just new construction, it is luxury at its best. I mean, amenities galore, and just the sexiest of amenities. I mean, what is it, a music room, a penthouse with amazing views, and of course everybody can claim that they have these things, but I just think this level of sophistication and just like the uniqueness of your designs, I mean, I love the development. Can you tell us a little bit more about your project and the name of it?
Absolutely. So 1000M is a 74-story condominium building located at 1000 South Michigan. We have 323 units and 167 floor plans. The building's all glass, steel, and aluminum, very modern design. Helmut Jan is the architect, so we're very excited to have him, and Kara Mann is the designer for the interiors. We have 40,000 square feet of amenities. It totally blows everything out of the water. We have a 72nd floor roof deck that has an indoor and outdoor winter garden. We have a 1000M bar that will be staffed Thursday through Sunday for happy hour.
Yes.
We have a wine tasting room. We have living walls. We have a full chef's kitchen that will host dinner parties in and cooking classes.
What is the living wall?
A living wall is a wall that can grow plants. Basically, there's irrigation behind the wall, and the
Okay.
plants grow on it. The whole thought behind that was we wanted to have greenery year-round, and since it's cold in Chicago many months, that was a way to have some greenery year-round.
So this is an amazing project, and the reason I reached out to you and I visited the sales center quite a few times is because I just am floored by the amenities that are offered. I mean, one of the coolest amenities that I've heard, and I've never actually known any other city to do this aside from New York, is there's a driver on staff. Is that correct?
We do. We have a driver on staff. We'll have a luxury SUV, and the owners will be able to book online, and they'll be able to be taken within 3 miles of the building. So if you're going to the theater, if you're going out to dinner, if you want to go to the grocery store,
That's
then
awesome.
there is a driver on hand.
That's awesome.
I want to stop by. Can I just stop by and use your driver?
Absolutely.
Well, the location is phenomenal. Just tell us a little bit more about the location.
Sure. So 1000 South Michigan is located on the Cultural Mile, which is basically Michigan Avenue from the river down to Roosevelt. And it houses the Art Institute. It also houses a bunch of places where you can see theater and concerts. You're very close to Soldier Field, different museums, the aquarium. There's tons of restaurants within walking distance. Public transportation is amazing with the red, green, and orange line right there. There are a bunch of schools in the area. It's across the street from Grant Park.
Yep.
Obviously, it's on the lake.
You have
Super
everything.
walkable. We have everything.
So talk about location, right?
Location,
Phenomenal.
location.
So if you want lake views, you want city views, you want jungle park views, that's what you get. And it's a really cool building because you get views from wherever within the design. Can you tell us a little bit more about the architect?
Sure. So Helmut Jan is from Germany. The last building that he did here in Chicago was 600 North Fairbanks. So he builds very modern-looking buildings. He did the expansion at O'Hare. He's doing projects around the world right now. He's just a very interesting and unique gentleman. We actually bought the building next door at 1006 South Michigan, and that way he was able to cantilever the building over to the south of the building.
Nice.
So the building actually grows to the south, and then from the 22nd to the 69th floors, the building grows by 12 feet.
So one issue that I've had, and I visited the sales center quite a few times, is I'm having a tough time figuring out which unit to acquire.
You're
Right?
buying? Official? I'm gonna get this on tape. Do you know
I've-
Grocco and I have been shopping for 3 years?
Yeah, we've been shopping.
Like,
Oh, you're killing me.
Karla-
no. I fired him like a lot of times. I was like, I won't be offended if you call the person directly. I won't be offended if you do this.
Everyone wants to be his realtor, just so you know. I saw it in action. Oh,
See?
Beware.
Let them know he's taken.
Damn.
Well, you know what's happening is that
What's happening, Rox?
Karla's losing deals out there left and right. So
I am not losing all of them.
just mine.
Just yours. On purpose.
Hey, just last week you lost one of mine. So
Which one? You didn't even offer. Oh, let's not even get our problems out on the air.
Okay.
Because that was your fault
All right,
and you don't listen to him.
let's
He
stick to
doesn't
that.
listen to anybody.
We'll touch on that a little bit later.
We're not
but
touching on anything.
Getting back to 1000M, I'm having a tough time myself choosing the unit, choosing the right square footage, the bedroom count. The views are very important. And the reason I'm having a tough time is because I'm also thinking long term. If I'm investing in a project that's going to take, call it 3 to 4 years to build out, I want to make sure that I'm choosing the correct unit for myself as an owner and as an investor. What if there's another building that goes up in the near future and blocks my views? I'm stuck. So that's where I go back and forth. The question I have for you, Andrea, is how do you help distinguish for buyers on choosing the correct unit when buying new construction, especially when the structure is yet to be built?
Right. So there's so many different floor plans, so that is a little bit of a challenge. But usually I just ask, the buyer how much they want to spend, how much space do they need, what view is important to them, and then we pretty much whittle it down from there. And are they going to live there? Are they buying it as an investment? And that really helps me guide them to find the perfect unit.
Okay. Well,
Because what was your concern? I mean, so that you can share your experience for people who are listening and may be in the same
yeah. So,
predicament.
I obviously have a certain amount of money that I can spend as well. I don't have endless pockets. And my concern was...
Really?
Yeah,
Are you
really.
pre-approved? Can we buy something?
Wait a minute, I'm cash. I don't need a loan.
We don't take mortgage contingencies.
Right.
Okay, so talk about that, right? Because it's completely different. Like, what does it mean when you're saying in the developer's contract that you don't take a mortgage contingency?
So basically, you have to know you're solid and you can afford the property. You have to give earnest money. It goes hard after attorney approval. We ask for more earnest money when we're breaking ground. And after that, you better be
You
sure.
better be ready. Yeah.
So get pre-approved before you go shopping.
Yeah.
Because you're also doing an earnest deposit. And if you can't close, then we lose and we walk away from the earnest deposit.
Then you lose 10%
Yeah.
of the purchase price.
You definitely
earnest
can't lose
money.
10% in this building because
It's a lot of money.
it's pretty expensive.
It's a lot of money.
It's higher up there, right? But it comes with the amenities and the lifestyle. Because I think at this point you're not just selling obviously the location, but also all the amenities that you mentioned earlier.
Right. We're definitely selling the lifestyle. So besides the other amenities that I was talking about earlier, we also have some unique features in the building. We have a spa that has a Himalayan salt room.
Yum.
There is a hot and cold plunge pool, a steam and sauna, a hydration station, along with warming chairs, and that's all just in the spa. We also have a beauty bar. We have concierge that can book a yoga lesson, a golf lesson. If you want to get a shave, you can get a shave. We also have a golf simulator that has beer on tap. We have a music studio.
You never have to leave the building.
That's the point. You never have to
So-
leave.
My producer in my ear is telling me, well, what are the pros of this building? And the pros are right there, dude.
Tell them to listen.
Everything imaginable
attention. Oh, there
is
he is.
in the complex. You don't never have to leave.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
I don't
Well,
see
no, he didn't say of the building. See, you don't read. It says, come on, guys, give me some pros and cons of
I was
buying
just twisting
ahead of
it.
time.
I was just twisting it a little bit.
Leave Nico
Thanks,
alone.
Karla.
Price. So the pro of buying right now are prices. The prices do go up with new construction. The more we sell, the more we raise prices.
And that was my take on it, guys. I've been known to buy new construction for quite some time. During the heyday when our market was really great here in the city, there was a lot of new construction developments going on around the city. And what I would do is I would park my earnest money because I knew these projects would take 2 to 3 years to build out. So if I'm getting in at an early pre-construction contract price, call it $300,000, while that project is being built for the next 2 to 3 years, my unit is appreciating in value. So keep that in mind. You parked a little earnest money, but your unit is increasing in value while that construction is being built. So that's something to consider. And that was one of the primary reasons why I wanted to park some money here at 1000M. So that's something to keep in mind when you are buying new construction. You are going to get in at a cheaper price, but you're going to reap the benefit of appreciation down the road.
You definitely will. And also, if you think about it, it's much harder to sell a property off of a piece of paper. So once the building's actually built, the prices are always higher because it's easy when you can walk a buyer through and actually show them the space.
Right.
But as far as your showroom, I mean, I think the design and the whole concept of it, and that was one of the things that I told my client, it's like, how confident are you that they're going to be able to sell and break ground, right? Because it's always a concern. Is the developer going to be able to meet the guidelines of their investor or financier? And I believe that with the way your model is staged and just the presentation, the overall sleekness of the presentation, it's amazing. I mean, just the video production, and then you have the 360 view, actual view of what the property, you know, what it will look like outside each level. So can you tell us a little bit about the design and what was thought that went behind that?
Absolutely. So Ken Reha was the designer. We love him. He's a genius. We won Best Sales Center in North America by the Home Builders Association.
Wow.
So, and I would not start a project that I don't think that would finish. So when people come in, we start with the model of the building. We can light up the units in the model of the building to show them where their unit would be, and it also shows the surrounding buildings so they can see where they're at. After that, we take them to our touch screens. We go over the floor plans, the area, the developers, as well as the amenities. When we're finished with that, we go to our viewing wall, and we have 360 views from every 4 floors. We had a drone do all the shots, so the owners can see exactly what they'll be looking at.
All right.
Which they seem to be very excited about, because that's always an unknown. People want to know what they'll see, and there they can actually see what their view would be. So people get really excited when they see that. And then we have 3 full kitchens and 2 bathrooms in the back of the studio, so they can see all 3 kitchen packages as well as 2 of the bathroom packages.
All right.
Which is gorgeous.
Let's pause here really quick, guys. We're going to do a nitro question, as I mentioned to you before, a quick nitro question. Andrea, a past experience in your career, your last 12 years, you know, you've been with At Properties. The most embarrassing moment in your real estate career, you don't have to answer at this moment. Let's give it 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll come back. And this segment of the Nitro question is brought to you by our sponsors, and I'm going to name them all here because it's a special day. We have Lisa of Allstate Insurance. We have Joanna from Credit RX. We have Tamika Scott of Money Matters. We have Carmen Carbonera of Stewart Title.
Look at you.
And our new sponsor, Windy City Consulting, is coming on board. Thank you for joining us here, Joe.
I'm so impressed by your skills, Graco.
I can't believe I remembered all that.
Yeah, I can't either.
Well, let's get back on 1000M here.
Well, before we continue talking about 1000M, I was looking for this article that I read earlier this week, and it's from Realtor.com. It says we have gone 29 months seeing overall inventory declines on a yearly basis, and that's had a long-lasting effect on the market. Directors of Economic Research at Realtor.com, that should keep the total number of homes for sale constricted for the good part of next year. However, based on movement we detected this year, we also expect those inventory declines to decelerate slowly throughout the next year. So I think that's an indicator. Obviously, your project is going to be due 2020.
We will break ground in 2019 and deliver in 2021.
2021. Okay, so, but we are also stating that there's going to be more new construction hitting the market in the latter part of this year. So I think for sellers, this is an incentive for you to realize that you're going to have some competition come fourth quarter. And so this is the best time to capture the highest yield, right? Because this is when you're going to get the highest yield for your property. With interest rates going up, it's taking a lot of buyers into this like panic mode, because the affordability index has declined so much because of the lack of inventory and then the carrying costs being high. And unfortunately, our owner-occupied buyers are not looking at it from an investment perspective. They're not looking at an overall picture of pricing. The way they shop is on a monthly basis. They're always looking, okay, what are the assessments? What are the carrying costs? The taxes. So they're not looking at the overall picture because we're so monthly budget driven, right? They buy a car based on how much can they afford. They buy everything, like based on what they can afford on a monthly basis. And housing is one of the ways that they shop. So this is just some news that I thought we share today on our show, because we want to encourage people to get, if you're thinking about selling and you're like, I'll just wait another year or I'll wait this. I mean, we're expecting new inventory to hit the market. So that's going to be your competition.
We were talking at the office that typically in markets where interest rates start to climb, it creates a panic in the market. So people want to now get in because they don't want to miss the boat. So get in now where the rates are still fairly pretty low. Prices are still pretty reasonable, because the further and further out that we wait it out, the more and more you're going to pay on that mortgage and an interest rate in the long run. So keep in mind that it's best to move now.
Right. And I know that overall in the last couple of weeks, we've talked about, just like bidding wars and buyers, and how to, plan ahead and how to buy. But it is important that buyers recognize that there's 12% fewer homes out there, opportunities for you. So you have to be knowledgeable as to how you shop around, because it's not the market where you're going to say, I want this, I want that, and we're going to ask for this. I mean, what are you seeing? Are people coming in to negotiate your pricing? Aside from Karla?
Yeah, touch on that, by the way.
A little bit, but we're not really negotiating.
That's not the right message we want to say.
Pretty firm on the pricing. Just to be fair to all of our buyers, we want to know what they're getting into, so we don't negotiate.
But when you have that level of like just lifestyle amenities, right? People are going because, let's face it, our baby boomers, right, who may be some, not that I want to speak demographics, right? Because I can't, as a licensed broker, I can't start talking about demos. But I can honestly say that, we talked about it on the show with respects to who is buying, and in this price point, right? And my clients weren't, but you can see where a baby boomer can want to say, I'm going to sell my home, Barrington Hills, Highland Park, we're done. We're moving to the city. Oh my God. We always shop around like the close proximity to a yoga studio, close proximity to theater or whatever entertainment, and you're basically in-house.
Right, everything's already in the building, so buyers are finding that very attractive.
I love that.
Yeah. I also have an article here that says baby boomers move to Florida. According to the story in the papers this morning, retired baby boomers are moving to Florida and other states that levy no personal income tax. They're searching for a pleasant environment where they can stretch their 401k and pensions. So, I mean, again, this is another opportunity for Chicagoans because I think people say we're going to move to Florida, it's a warmer weather, but then they want to come here and they want to have an in-town in Chicago. I think this is a perfect opportunity for someone who wants to have all the amenities and the Chicago lifestyle that is, the museums, the park. I mean, you're right by Grant Park.
Right. Yeah. This is obviously a great building for in-towners because of the location and all the amenities. It's so easy for somebody that wants to own two homes, especially somebody that wants to live in Florida. Then they can come back here. They can be close to the lake, close to the park.
And this may be a far-fetched question, Andrea, but what about price per square foot? Like in comparison to your major cities, if someone's watching or listening to us and they're, in New York or California, and we're talking about like if you want to, or, even anywhere, right, in the world, where buyers are coming in and are looking at Chicago as one of those metro cities with amazing, right? I always compare us to New York where, I'm like, well, I want to go see Hamilton. Do I see it in Chicago or do I go to Broadway? Right, but Chicago is so quaint. Our restaurants are amazing. And you were talking about living in Miami, right? One of the differences, I think, it's Midwesterners are just so welcoming. So you get to enjoy our amenities. Can you tell us a little bit about the price per square foot?
Absolutely. So we're definitely breaking records in the area that we're selling right now for when it comes to price per square foot. It's about $550 to just over $1,000 a square foot for units on floors 3 through 69. We've sold many homes that are $700 and $800 a square foot, which is breaking records.
For Chicago, yes.
Yeah, right now. But obviously, we're a bargain when it comes to if you're comparing us to like New York, Manhattan, or San Francisco.
They're triple out there, probably.
Yeah, definitely double to triple if you're looking in Manhattan or.
Let's give a congratulation, though, right? We have a pretty cool congratulation here for Karla. I'll let you take the reign on that.
That's right. So Karla sold our most expensive unit today at 1,000 M for $3.1 million. So we're
girl.
We're very, very happy with her, and the developer is very happy with her.
She can buy lunch and dinner now. 'Cause I always get stuck
in
with that.
When
2021.
she gets paid.
Delivery 2021.
2021, we'll
till
all go
then.
out to dinner.
Okay.
I'm looking at the producers. They're like, oh, Karla's got money coming.
Well, I think that's pretty cool, though, that, you know, our own Karla Mina sold the most expensive unit to date in this amazing development. So
She's a fantastic realtor.
Yeah.
She really worked with us. We had to sell it, and she had to help us. And
Yeah, and it wasn't
brought
really
it
a
home.
hard sale, right? Because my clients love the architect. They had information about the architect and the design and the finishes and just the experience, right? Because it's not just about where you're gonna live, but also the experience with you, the team, and just the way, you know, like going through the models and we're not even choosing finishes yet, but just
Right.
like knowing that, you know, it's going to be a quality product. It's not going to be something where you're like, I'm so concerned about the developer. Let me look up the history. Let me, you know, it's a great product.
Right. We have a very solid team. That's for sure. I feel very confident about the building.
Yeah, and of course, also just going back to the location and selling Chicago, right? I mean, you're close to the to Pritzker. You're close to Navy Pier, and so you have theater at the lake, you have music at the lake. So there's so many, you know,
You can walk
activities everywhere throughout the
Millennium
summer.
Park.
Millennium Park. What else are some of the things that you see people, you know, that want to live in Chicago in this area because of those amenities?
They can walk to the symphony. There's numerous restaurants in the area.
we have a symphony?
It's
Good
a
Lord.
little less busy when you're in South Michigan versus North Michigan.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of buyers comment on that. They kind of like that it's a little bit quieter down there. Also, it's really close to Lakeshore Drive, so if they're going north or south, then it's very easy for transportation. And also, they're just a couple blocks away from the highway, so
Right.
that's also a huge selling point.
Because that was your concern too, as well,
Yeah,
correct,
I
Rocco?
wanna-
When I said, he was like, yeah, but the location. I mean, how do I get to? What was your concern?
Well, the area, the cultural mile, I didn't know it well. So, you know, I'm in Streeterville now, and I know that when I walk out, I can go left and right, and I know where everything's at. So I had questions on what's around me. You know, you guys did a very good job on the website actually showing and indicating everything that surrounds the building, from restaurants to the grocery store. And I want to get to the highway quickly, too, you know, because there's times I got to get to work quickly. So 290 is right around the corner, and 90 is right up the street. So, you know, the location is amazing.
Right. Andrea, and that's a good question too, as far as like your Streeterville residents, right? Because you're competing with that market.
Correct.
Everybody's saying, well, Streeterville, and, you know, it's more developed, and people want to live there. They're close to the lake, Ohio Beach, what have you. What are you saying to those buyers?
So when we show buyers the building, they understand and they love the building so much they're willing to move from Streeterville because they're still not moving away from the lake. They're just moving a little bit further south in a less congested area. But they're most likely getting better views than they're getting now.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of restaurants in Streeterville, so they're actually getting more restaurants moving, you know, a little further south. Just the amenities are
Yeah,
pretty
that's one
much
thing
bringing people there, the design and the amenities.
What I appreciated was the cost of the HOA. You know, actually, my HOAs are currently more expensive versus the unit that I was looking at, and I get so much more in this new project. So
Yeah,
that's something.
Yeah, the assessments are very reasonable in the building. We have 323 units to pay for the budget, basically. The one-bedroom assessments start in the 300s. The two-bedroom assessments start in the 500s. And then the three-bedroom assessments start in the 700s.
All right.
they
So
are
let's
very
get to this
reasonable.
nitro question that we asked you earlier, and I've forgotten it already.
One of the most embarrassing
My most
moments.
embarrassing moment as a realtor.
This is going to be one of the most embarrassing moments for you, Rocco.
At least we got it on air.
It's hard for me to get embarrassed, but I was just trying to think back over the past 12 years. And I would say like about a year and a half ago, I was taking out-of-town buyers out to look at properties. They were buying a property for their son, and it was raining outside, and we were looking at many buildings downtown, and so my flashers were constantly on. And so we went back to my cars in the middle of the day, and my key lock wouldn't work. It's just a button entry. And so I kept hitting unlock, and it wouldn't unlock my car. And so I was like panicking, and so we couldn't get into my car. And then it was rush hour, so I put my clients in an Uber, sent them to the next listing, called the agent, said, I'm so sorry, I can't get into my car. So then I called my car dealership, reamed them out for my expensive car not opening. So then I cabbed to my house, got another key, went back to my car. The guy that sells me my cars called me, and he said, there's a key inside of the opener. You just have to open it, and you use a key to open your door.
Yeah.
And I'm so used to just hitting buttons and things automatically opening that I didn't realize there was a key inside of my keypad just to open the door, old school, with a key.
That is pretty embarrassing, but that would have happened to Karla too because she's not too tech savvy.
So it has happened to Karla a lot of time. Well, I figured out later. I've also lost my key, and
She gets a lot of flat tires. She hits a lot of
look at my
potholes.
new phone.
Look at that clunker. What the hell is that?
Nice.
This is called therapy
Is
for
that the
Karla.
otter?
This is OtterBox.
Yeah, that's an
Jesus.
OtterBox.
That thing weighs like 5 pounds.
Oh, you made me get this.
Not
You're
that.
Like,
I think your brothers made you get that.
oh my God.
My
You're
brother
trying-
bought me an OtterBox too, so it's okay.
It's terrible because you can't type, but seriously, Monday was the worst day of my life. Like,
What
my phone wasn't
happened?
working. I don't know. It's just been crazy. Like, everything just fails. Lost keys, lost phone, broken phone. So finally, I don't think I can crack this. Let's see. I can.
Don't throw that at me.
I'll throw this at you and see if it breaks or not. Great stuff. But you know what? When it happens, when it's spring market like this and you're going crazy, every client deserves our attention. And, you want to give each client everything, right? All of your time. And so you're getting pulled from different directions and you're dealing with this, it's a crazy market.
I'm so busy right now.
Right?
I'm exhausted.
You're like, I can fall asleep. Like, I can close my eyes right now
I
and be
can
like,
nap. I can nap right now.
so sorry. This is therapy venting for Karla.
So, we're getting to the end of our show here. We decided to cut the show a little bit short today because we are a little understaffed. Some people decided to take a day off as they needed. But we want to thank everybody. And am I okay here, Will, to wrap this?
Absolutely.
Andrea Hebner, thank you so much for visiting us.
Yes, thank you for
to
having me.
1000M for allowing you to come on. At Properties, keep kicking ass out there. You guys are awesome. Thank you to all of our sponsors for keeping the lights on. We got one more week in this old studio. We're moving to the new location, which is going to be at 303 East Wacker. Pretty badass studio, by the way, too. All of our sponsors, again, Carmen Carbonera of Stewart Title, Lisa Husino of Allstate Insurance, Joanna Diaz of Credit RX, Tamika Scott, Money Matters, and our new sponsor, Windy City Consulting. When ordering permits, make sure you reach out to them. Karla Mina of Coldwell Banker. I am Graco Funes of, I forgot. iLoan Home Mortgage. I almost said Allstate there. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh, see, I'm not the only one who needs coffee today. It's been great. So thank
That's
you
a
so
wrap.
much for hanging out with us. Make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all those social networks that we have as Market Overdrive. I do want to thank our sponsors for hanging out with us and supporting us in this endeavor that we call Market Overdrive, where we're able to get people in here and share what's happening in the city and bring in information about amazing projects like 1000M. I want to shout out to my girl, Andrea, for making time to come out from her busy schedule to share the information with you. Remember, pricing for 2018 is going to change soon, so get in now because obviously Graco is trying to buy there. So all of Graco's
Yeah,
fans,
I need some deals
you need
so that
some
I can
neighbors.
afford to buy at
before we raise the
1000M
prices.
before they raise the prices again.
Oh wait, are you giving away
And guys,
tickets?
Will, am I still on?
I'm still on.
We got some tickets to Sunday's game. The White Sox are playing Minnesota Twins. Hey, you're from Minnesota?
Oh, hometown.
Yep. So
Love
hit us up on social media if you guys are interested in going. We got 2 tickets.
But how
available.
are you giving them? You can't, like, everybody's gonna want them. So
I don't know. The first person that
delivery.
reaches out to me and meets me at the bar,
no,
we'll have these
stop
tickets
it.
available for you.
Andrea, what's your favorite color? Wait, Andrea's going to tell us her favorite color. So if you guess on Facebook
Okay.
Andrea's favorite
Yes.
color, then we'll send you your tickets. Grocko's going to meet up with you, and he's going to drive the tickets to you.
I will deliver them personally. Not I'll send Karla.
So yeah, Andrea's favorite color. You get to win tickets. Thank you. And if you found this information useful, or you know anyone that is looking to buy or sell, please make sure you reach out to us at info@marketoverdrive.com. Is that still our email, Zachary Sanchez?
Yes.
Yes, it is. info@marketoverdrive.com. Thank you.
Perfect.
It's a